Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back to Foundations today. We are going to work on the short story that we worked on yesterday called The Skunk. We're still going to work on our fluency because you know that we have to keep rereading to make ourselves sound better and work on scooping up those phrases. We're detectives. We're also going to go on a word hunt today. Well, a word part hunt. We're going to be looking out for all the blends that we see in this whole story. Before we get started, let's read this story together. Read along with me. So we're going to do choral reading. That means that as I read, you're reading. Try to keep up with me and work on that fluency. Let's read the story one time through. This story is called The Skunk. The kids were camping by the small pond. They each had to do a job that was on a long list. Some of the jobs were fun. Two kids had to put up the flag, which was the best task of all. Then the kids went for a swim and sat on the grass in the sun. Next, the kids went on the big swings that were down at the end of the camp. At last, the day was over. They went into the tent and slept. The kids sat up one by one. "It stinks," said the kids. "We smell a skunk." The kids ran out of the tent in a rush. What did they see? A skunk was on a stump. "Help!" The kids were fast. They ran back into the tent and hid. The skunk did not go in, so they rested at last. How did you do? Did you keep up with me as I read? If not, you can always go back to the beginning and practice with me again. Or you can reread it by yourself to keep working on your fluency. So today, detectives, it's time to get our glasses on and look for those blends. Today, for your assignment, you are going to be reading this story and rereading the story to practice with your fluency. You did that yesterday, so you should know exactly what to do. I bet you're going to sound so good. You also submitted your story maps yesterday. So we love to see that you understand the story and you can name the characters, the setting, and the events. Today, we're going to look closely at those words, detectives, and go on a blend hunt. I'm going to show you how the activity's done, and then you're going to do the rest by yourself. But before we start, detectives, let's go over what a blend is. A blend is when we have two or more consonants, like ST or SP, and they're together and they're sticky together. They have their own sounds and they have their own letter, but when you see them next to each other, they blend together. You see the blend on this side of the screen? Picture two letters keeping their own sounds, but blending super nicely together. So we can practice some examples. When you see S and T together, those are two consonants, and that's a blend. It makes the sound st, like in star. Can you echo that? St. Good. Other words that have that blend are stick, stop, and stink. Blends can be at the beginning of words and at the end of words, but they're always sticking together. So keep your eyes out for those sticky letter blends. It's when two or more consonants stick together, make their own sound, but they blend super nicely together. So we say their sounds together, kind of like st or sp. It's a word part that we look for when we're word solving. So I bet there's lots of blends in this story, and it's time to go on a hunt. Let me show you. what your activity is for today. I'll start you off. You can get a piece of paper and a pencil or print this out, and you can write blends on the top of your paper. You can use the short story here to look for blends as you read. When you find a blend, you'll write the word. So, as I'm reading, I'm noticing a blend. There are so many blends in this word. I bet you didn't even see this one because there's an ending stuck to it. Do you see that blend? Mp. MP are two consonants that blend nicely together. And you say it like this, mp, camp. Do you see how the M is really hard to hear in the word camp? That's why it's a blend, and that's why it's tricky. But it didn't trick me. I noticed it, and I also noticed this word part, this ending we know, and I kind of covered it just to see the ending of the word camp. I found my first blend. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go to my chart, and I'm going to write the word that I saw a blend in. The word was camping. So I'm going to write camping. And now I'm going to mark up the blend to show that I found a blend in that word. It could change the color for you so you could see it clearly. MP. Remember, a blend gets two lines, one line under one letter and one line under the other letter. I found a blend in this word and I wrote the word and I marked it up. I'm just looking at the blend, so all I did was mark up the blend. And now my teacher knows I found a word with a blend, I marked up the blend, and I wrote it down. Let's do one more together to make sure you understand what to do. Oop. I'm going to have to erase this. So let's try another one. Ready? Let's go back to the story, just like you'll do on your own. I'm going to look for a blend. I found one. Do you see what I see? You might see it, or you might see a different one. I see a blend right here. S-M. Sm. Two consonants that blend nicely together. This one's at the beginning of the word, and it's at the beginning of the word small. All. Small. Let me go back to my blend chart. You can get your pencil, and I'm going to write the word that I found the blend in. I found the blend in the word small. And to show my teacher that I found the blend, I'm going to mark up the blend in the word. Sometimes words can have more than one blend, or they have one blend. Make sure you're a really good detective and find all the blends in the word and all the blends in this passage. Are you up for the challenge, word detectives? That's your task today. First, you're going to read and reread this passage and make it sound really good. Work on those scoops and those phrases. Next, you'll get a piece of paper and a pencil. You might have already started this, and you're going to go on a hunt for blends. If you forget what a blend is, we have this up here to help you. Go back and refresh your memory. Find all the blends in the passage. When you find a blend, write the word down on the piece of paper and then mark up the blend. Keep doing this till you think you found every blend in that passage, detectives. Let's see if you're up for the challenge. When you're done, snap a picture and upload it to Google Classroom. We can't wait to see if you found all the blends in the passage. The next day, I'll let you know if you found all the blends. I'll post all the blends in the passage and you can see how close you got, or if you found all of them. So make sure you have your magnifying glass and you're ready to go on that blend hunt. Good luck, detectives.